time to set some goals. It's time to set some goals. It's time to set some goals. It's time to set some goals. Hey y'all, welcome back. I am Jada Samuel. If you are new here, I am a pageant vet with over 10 years of experience in the Miss USA and the Miss America opportunity, and I was a state title holder in the Miss America opportunity, and now I am a pageant coach. My professional career has spanned journalism, communications, nonprofits, politics. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. As women in pageants, I feel like beyond our natural skills and abilities, and aside from our education and training, there are things that we learn in pageants that are transferable in countless ways. There are things that you learn in pageants that you simply cannot get in sports or the arts, and you get them in a real way in pageantry, and I love that about pageantry. So the Pageant Girl to Professional series is all about mastering and maximizing the soft skills that you learn in pageantry and making sure that they are transferable skills from pageants to any career field. In this episode in particular, we are talking about all things goal setting. So pull out your journals, grab your markers and your big whiteboard or whatever you need so that we can go through this and you can really learn how to make sure that your goal setting skills in pageantry transfer to all of the other areas of your life. Okay, so the first step in setting goals in your personal life and in pageantry is to analyze where you are right now. I always say that pageant girls are the most self-aware human beings that I have come in contact with. I don't know about anybody else, but I truly think that when you have to answer questions about yourself that are kind of like out of the blue, off the wall, or at least it seems like they are, those questions are the things that make you think deeply about who you are and who you want to show up in the world as. And I think that makes us really special, and it puts us in a unique position to set goals for ourselves in a way that maybe some other people don't, because we are able to look at ourselves and look at where we are and analyze things about ourselves that some people might be intimidated by or they might run from. And I think that that is a really unique gift that comes from pageantry. When I say be honest with yourself, I really want you to think about asking yourself where you are right now and what you could be working on. Like, what really needs to be improved? Can you ask your mom? Can you ask your coach, your director? What's some feedback that maybe your director got from the judges, or that your mom might have gotten from somebody in the audience, or that your coach can look at you and see that you need to work on? So aside from asking yourself what you might need to work on, maybe ask the people in your close circle, in your kitchen cabinet, what they think that you need to work on. Okay, so anybody in corporate America, or even if you've taken a business class in college, you know what a SWOT analysis is. Actually, I think that I might have done them in high school. So a SWOT analysis is an analysis looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths and weaknesses are internal and the way that we look at ourselves. And opportunities and threats are things that we can't control. What are the things outside of us that are opportunities, and what are the things outside of us that are threats to our goals that we're setting? So I want to walk you through a Pageant Girl SWOT analysis, okay? So if you have your pens and paper out or you have your journal out, I want you to have 4 pages or 4 sections of a page potentially ready. And we're going to label them all based on strengths, opportunities, or strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I'm going to ask you a few questions in each of these categories, and hopefully you're able to kind of create your own Pageant Girl SWOT analysis from this. So in strengths, I want you to think about what areas of competition are you really great at? Like, is it interview? Is it talent? Is it on-stage question? Is it evening gown? Is it fun fashion? What do you thrive in, truly? And what areas do you typically win the awards in? Have you ever received a really high score and someone told you, like, you were a really high scorer in this area? What are those areas? Those are your strengths. Think about the things that you are innately good at. Is it making the judges laugh, making eye contact, engaging? What are the things that you feel are your strengths? And you can definitely ask other people as well. After you finish your strengths, hop on over to the other side of the page and look at your weaknesses, okay? Your weaknesses in pageantry, I want you to think about what competition segments do you really need to improve on before the next pageant? What's something that you were like, that did not go as planned? I really need to think about how I can do this differently. Are there any gaps in your interview or your knowledge around your community service? Did you have a question that you were like, I should probably have known the answer to that, and you absolutely knew nothing about it? Um, those are definitely weaknesses, but I think that they also can be improved upon really easily if you really think about what those things are. And then also, what feedback have you received from your coaches or previous competitions, maybe even judges, that simply haven't been addressed? What have you heard and you were like, I'm not going to think about that? Those are weaknesses. I think sometimes we overlook other people's opinions because we're like, they're hating on me. They just don't want me to be myself or be authentic. And I think sometimes we can overlook those things and not dig deeply enough into them and see if there are some weaknesses or areas of improvement that we really could gain from some of the things that they said. Okay, next is opportunities. Sometimes we see opportunities as the next competition, when in reality, there are opportunities to better ourselves before we even move on to the next thing. So I want you to think about opportunities, and I want you to ask yourself, what upcoming trainings, workshops, or coaching could enhance my current skills, could enhance those weaknesses that we just talked about? What are some ways that I could improve upon some of those things? Are there speaking engagements or community service opportunities that will strengthen your platform if that's an area that you need to improve on? Is there a way that you can leverage social media or even just appearances to build some visibility and grow in some of the areas that you might be struggling with? The last category on this SWOT analysis, now it's time to think about threats. Threats are these outside forces that might impact the way that you are able to set your goals. So, are there any time constraints or scheduling conflicts that could impact your preparation? What external factors, like, are you on a budget? Do you have a very limited budget? Do you have a lack of local community support? Is your director not involved, etc.? Like all of those things. How might those things hinder your success? Things that you cannot control, how can they potentially hinder your success? And if you thought about those threats, are there ways to create some opportunities from those things that could potentially be threats? And that is your Pageant Girl SWOT analysis. Okay, ladies, so step 2 is the main step that we're going to focus on today when we do this goal setting. I want you to, if you did not grab a notebook for part 1, step 1, I need for you to grab a notebook. I need for you to grab a pen. I need for you to physically write these things down. I think that there's power in actually writing things down. And if you don't want to write them in a notebook, you know what I use? I use one of these. And I have a marker. And I take my marker and I write these things on my extra large Post-it, because sometimes seeing things and hanging them up in front of you keeps you on track in a completely different way. But we're going to talk about that. In this part, we are going to talk about actually setting clear goals and how we're going to do that. Okay, so I don't know if you ladies have seen people create these vision boards, and within their vision boards, they will have different categories. So they might have personal fitness, finances, health and wellness might flow under fitness, relational or social. Maybe their goal is to like get engaged or to make more friends, and how they're going to do that. Maybe they have travel goals or they have business goals as an entrepreneur. And so a lot of times people will make vision boards and break them down into categories. And I truly believe that breaking things down into categories is what helps you get really clear on what you want in different areas of your life. So I am charging you with the task of either writing in your notebook or on your huge post-it note what categories of competition you have in your next pageant. So for me, in the Miss America opportunity, I would have written, obviously, interview slash onstage question, or maybe I would put those in two completely different categories because they are two different phases of competition. And then I would put fitness in one, gown in one, evening gown, and talent in one. And I would set a very clear goal for each area of competition. And the way that I would do that is using the SMART goals method. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the SMART goals method, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, or attainable, depending on who is telling you SMART goals, and then relevant and time bound. So, in each of those phases of competition, can you create a goal that is not, I want to win the pageant? Like, yes, that can be your overall goal. That was my overall goal 3 times. But I also walked away with other goals that I wanted to make sure that I was focused on achieving for each area of competition. And I think that if you are going to have a fitness wear goal, maybe your goal for fitness wear is to have toned arms. I wanted that to be my goal, and I think that I really, did not do well with the follow through on that goal because I did not set measurable, achievable goals within that goal. So my big goal for fitness might have been have toned arms in fitness. Yours might be lose 10 pounds. Someone else's might be win the overall fitness award. Someone else's might be, be able to get back into the size small that you wore last year so you can repeat the same look. Whatever it is, focus on creating something that you can break down into something that is weekly, daily even. Is there something that you can do? Like for some people, that might be daily movement. And you might not be specific about it because sometimes it might be dancing in your room for 30 minutes if it's raining outside just to get your cardio in. And for someone else, it might be, lifting heavier and setting record goals or attending Pilates 5 days a week. Whatever it is, make sure that you can actually put a measure to that goal and make it time bound. Now, obviously realistic and attainable, but I really want you to focus on doing that for each category of competition, each phase of competition. For interview, it could be that you want to be so much more knowledgeable about your topic when you walk into the room. I would say, are you going to listen to 3 podcasts a week? That is very specific. That is measurable. That is something that is attainable. That is definitely relevant to you becoming a lot smarter and a lot more aware of what's happening within your own platform or CSI space. So I think that thinking about how you can do that in small ways is really going to be a game changer for you. And what I really suggest is creating a little calendar alert every day. So if you know that you typically go to bed around 10:30, if your shower time is around 10, I would go ahead and set my daily reminder to listen to podcasts at 10 p.m. You're in the shower already, you might as well just add it. Stack the habit, as the girls on TikTok would say. Habit stacking is a huge part of making sure that you actually follow through on your goals. If you know that you are someone who does move every day, can you spend that time, practicing your song as you walk every day? And building up, making sure that you have the lungs to be able to sing that song. What is something that you can just add on to something that you already do? I think that makes having these goals in pageantry feel a lot less large, and something that doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, my big goal is to win the pageant. Well, how do you do that? You set a goal for every single phase of competition. Truly, it makes the world of a difference to just focus on one thing. Not 10 goals per area of competition, one goal. One goal per area, per phase of competition. That's it. That's it. And once you figured out one of those goals, I want you to drop it in the comments below. Please share with me one goal that you have set for one area of competition, because it's truly that simple. Okay, so you did your Pageant Girl SWOT analysis and you set SMART goals. So those are your major 2 steps. Number 3 is finding people to hold you accountable, building out your team. You are not supposed to do life alone. You are not supposed to do pageantry alone. You have other women that will hold you up and be a part of your team. And if it's not the women that you are competing alongside, maybe it can be your friends outside of that. They have goals that are similar. Yours is just for the pageant stage. Maybe they want to lose 10 pounds or be more consistent in the gym, or they want to become smarter and they want to become better at budgeting for their finances, but you want to become better at budgeting so that you can save for the gown that you want. Whatever it is, find people to hold you accountable. I'm talking, get your mom on board, share your SMART goals with her, or your whoever is your mother-like figure. Also, maybe share them with your friends, your best friends that are actually rooting for you and want to see you achieve good things. And maybe even your coach, especially your coach. I think the coaches that you have would be more than willing to hold you accountable and check in. And if you are someone who has hired a trainer, share your goals with them. They will make sure that you achieve them in a healthy way. And all of that is really going to push you from vague, I want to win, to very clear and intentional pathways to actually succeed. To go from, I have this big idea that I want to win this pageant, to now I have figured out what my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. I figured out what my SMART goals are, and now I have a team to hold me accountable. That right there, that's an unstoppable combination, okay? When you think about what it means to be a pageant girl and to have these skills that transfer to your professional career, my goodness, these are going to be things that are game changers for you. When people start having their strategic planning meetings and they start having project managers that need to come in and help manage, how do we get from step A to B? You're going to be like, I've done that. I have quite literally done that. I went from step A to winning this award and achieving this thing. And I think that those are things that are going to matter equally as much as any A that you made on a test or any GPA that you have graduating from college. Being able to prove to people that you have these skills in your extracurricular activity, which is pageants, that you can transfer to your professional career, my goodness, that is going to be a huge difference maker for you, I promise you. Also, thinking about setting goals, in pageants, sometimes we don't get what we want immediately, right? There are a couple people judging us and we don't know how the outcome is going to shake out. And it's truly something to see women set goals and know that, okay, I didn't achieve it this time, but I can be resilient. I can bounce back. I can take accountability for the fact that maybe I didn't give it my all and I wasn't as self-disciplined as I could have been. And I think that is going to be also something that separates you from the rest of the people in your classes, in your career. Being able to say, I can bounce back, there's absolutely nothing like it. If you want to stay organized during your year and you want to stay on top of your goals, one of the things that I really suggest is downloading the Positioned to Win appearance tracker that keeps track of everything from every mile you've traveled, every person that you've reached, every dollar you've raised, and every hour that you've spent volunteering. I think being really clear on that helps you see your goals right in front of you. So click the link. It is worth having and worth being able to see all of your goals come to fruition right in front of your eyes. I'm glad that you tuned in. I really hope that this video helped you to think differently about being a woman in pageants and setting goals and what that means for you and your future career or your current career. Because, hey, listen, I was 26 years old when I won Miss South Carolina, and I cannot tell you how incredible it was to be able to say, I've had these professional experiences and I'm seeing things as they play out and they're transferable. But also just being able to say, like, my goodness, I set this huge goal for myself and I did all of these things to reach it. And now I have the opportunity to do that over and over and over again in my life. So I want you to embrace setting goals and don't be too hard on yourself. Just enjoy the journey as well. As often as you set goals, be intentional about enjoying the journey. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. Go ahead and give us a subscribe because there will be more. And of course, leave me a comment and tell me what goal you are setting for yourself. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I am so glad that you are part of the Position to Win community. Win big, always.